Hi everyone, this is Carlos, and in this Revit tutorial I'm going to show you how to get millwork elements into your project and then detail them. In this video, millwork will be referring to custom cabinetry to use in kitchens, break rooms, or office spaces. You can get millwork families into your project in a couple of ways. One is to import an already created family. We can find them in Revit as well as other websites. My favorite website to use is called BIM Object. Let me show you. What I like about BIM Object is they have many categories to choose from. You can find, as you can see here, furniture pieces, sound equipment, doors, windows, certain type of walls. Pretty much anything you can think of, they are going to have it. I highly recommend them. And the other way is using Revit's already included families. Let's take a look at those. You can find those families in Components. We'll load a family and find the Casework folder. As you can see, there are different types of cabinets we can choose from: base cabinets, wall cabinets, tall cabinets, as well as some existing countertops and shelving units. Now, the other way is to create your own families in Revit. You can create a family and import it into your project, or you can model it inside of the project. The difference is that you might get some more options to customize it if you do it outside, but the process is fairly the same. In this video, we're going to go through the modeling of a kitchen cabinet. As you can see, I have set up a pretty small kitchen, and we're going to create these two cabinets on either side of the cooking range. Now, to do that, let's go to the 3D view. We're going to use the section box to see into our room. We can find it in the properties bar here. Now we select the box and we're going to drag this so that we can see into our room. Now, to create your component, we're going to go to Component, the drop-down menu, select Model in Place. We're going to choose Casework as our family category. And we're going to select the extrusion tool. As you can see, it's not letting me draw anything because of the view I'm in. So I have to set a new plane. To do that, I go to Work Plane, Set, pick a plane, and I'm going to hit Tab until the wall is being referenced and click. So now you can see the crosshair, which means I'm able to begin drawing. And I'm going to draw the profile of my cabinet as well as the profile of our countertop. Now that we're done, I'm going to orient our view so that we can complete the extrusion. So you can see if I select it, I can pull on this tab and extrude the profiles we just created. If we open the section box, let's see how our kitchen is looking. Now you can see I want to go all the way, but I have the range right in the middle. Now to fix that, I can go back into my model and create a void extrusion. So I can go back to my profile. All I have to do is draw a box. So you can see the box is kind of covering the range. Now that we're done, we're going to draw the doors and drawers in our cabinet. Now that I'm done drawing the drawers and doors, I'm going to model some simple handles. Now we have finished modeling our kitchen cabinet. If you intend to use your models in renderings and you want to show the material you intend to, you have to create parameters and assign them to each of the pieces. To do that, we select the component we want to add the material to, and we find materials and finishes in the properties bar. We click on this rectangle. Here we can see our parameters, and we're going to create a new one and call it counter. Then we'll select the doors in our cabinet and do the same thing. Now, if we finish the model, we select it and we go to edit type, we can see in materials and finishes the parameters we created. That makes it easier for us to assign a material. And now if you want to look for materials, you click on the three dots and it'll bring up the materials that are in this project. And now we're done. We have modeled a new kitchen cabinet, and this is the same workflow you will use when you want to create custom millwork in Revit. Now we will cut a section through our cabinet and detail it like we would on construction documents. Select the detail tool. Here we have a section, and we have a drawer and a door. Note, when you're doing a detail, you don't have to draw every single line. Revit already comes preloaded with some detail components you can drop into your drawings. You can find those in Annotate, under Component, in Detail Component. I have already loaded some in, but if you go to Load Family, the Detail Items folder, you can see there are the different folders, and you can find different detail items that you can use when you're doing sections or even elevations. Now, I'm going to begin detailing this cabinet using the detail components that I brought in before. So far, I have put in my 2x4 blocks at the bottom, and I started putting one of the cleats in the top. Now, if you noticed, I started using the plywood section, and once I click, it lets me drag it out. Besides using detail components, you can also use detail lines by referring to different things. You can find those in Annotate, Detail Line, or you can also type in DL. Choosing your line styles here. And another tip when doing details, turn off thin lines. That way you'll see the thickness of your lines. As you can see here, everything's too big because of the scale I'm using. But if I change it back to 1 inch equals a foot, you can get a better sense of what I'm cutting through, what's beyond, and what's closer to the view. You can see this is a beyond line. Also, when you don't have any components, you can also create your own using detail lines and different line thicknesses, which is what I'm going to do here. When doing details, you can also do certain regions to call out different things. To do that, we go to the region button. In the properties bar, you can see that there are different types of hatches and fills created for you. All you have to do is draw where it would go. So if we estimate here, we can choose any of these and they will come up in our drawing as well. So now that I'm done drawing all the elements of this detail, I'm going to dimension it and annotate the different parts of it. To dimension, we go to the Annotate tab and choose Align, or we can type DI. If you want to make multiple dimensions in one string, you can select the dimension and go to Edit Witness Lines. So you can see it gives me the option to keep dimensioning the rest of the elements. And if things get in the way, I select it and I can move the dimensions out of the way. And now to annotate this, I'm just going to go to the text tool, still under the Annotate tab. And I'm going to select the one with the arrow. And then I just click on different things and type away my note. As you can see, the size is too big, and I can adjust that by clicking on the properties and under it choosing a different size. Just like that. And since I already have this one, I'm going to copy it a couple times and point to different elements. And as you can see, I'm going to leave it here. And simple section, not too many elements. This is the same workflow you're going to use when you're doing any detailing on walls, for example, as well as roof, ceiling, or flooring types. You're always going to use dimensions, text this way, as well as the detail lines, regions, and the components. Like I showed before, there are lots of folders with lots of different detail components, so you don't have to draw every single line. Think of them as families, and if we click here, you can see that you can have multiple of the same elements in different sizes, making it easier for you to do any detailing. And let's say this was done. Now I just drop it into my sheets and move on to the next detail. And that's it, guys. If you like this video, please like, and if you are liking the channel and what we're doing, subscribe. It really helps us to keep doing more videos. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. See you in the next one.